Hi, this is Emma,
and Michaela,
and you're listening to Sleeping in Park, where we talk about our trips and tips to visiting beautiful places. Follow along as we learn and share stories from our public lands and stops along the way.
So, you may have noticed our intro changed a little bit.
Yeah. And that's because, the reason we originally made this podcast was because we wanted to share the way that we traveled and what we've learned from planning our trips, as well as our stories and experiences in the parks. But in more recent episodes, you also may have noticed that we've expanded much past that.
Quite a bit, yeah. Which we love. And we have a lot of fun doing this research that we've been doing, and we want to continue it. So we kind of just wanted our intro to reflect that
And stay relevant to what we're actually talking about.
Yeah. In doing this research, we've come to appreciate the parks even more than we already did. And we just wanted to share the love.
Yeah. And we want to share other stories as well as our own.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that's a story about that someone has sent us, or we've researched ourselves, or we have a guest on the show. We also want to help people realize the safety and the importance of the safety of people, animals, and the environment.
Yeah.
And since some stories and cases are preventable, we want to share that. We just want your trips to be informed and safe. If you can have a more safe and informed trip than you would have, then without listening to us, then that's our goal.
Yes, it is. Very much so.
Yeah. So if you're watching this,
yeah,
there's another change other than just our intro.
We're now in the ice house. It's not a car.
Because we live in Minnesota and it's winter now, in case you're wondering. So
it gets dark at like 5.
And we work jobs. So it's we've been struggling with our lighting for a long time.
Yeah. You might have noticed if you're watching.
So sorry. But it's a lot warmer in here and there's light. And we put up pretty lights in here.
They're cute.
Yeah. So, and it's still relatable because it's still technically sleeping in park. And
we'll be taking it on our next trip.
We think.
Fingers crossed.
Anyway, so I hope you enjoy our time in the fish house.
Yeah.
We're trying to make it a makeshift studio.
You know, I really like it.
I gotta say, I'm comfy and cozy. I'm warm.
We got ourselves a heated blanket.
Yeah, it's lit up in here.
It's light. You can see it.
Yeah, it's very nice. We have room. And
we got a whole little setup down
we thought we were so clever doing it in the car. It just made sense. But I honestly kind of never want to go back now.
I think it's going to be really hard to go back in the summer. But
you know what we could do? We could just open up. We have a toy hauler fish house, so we can just open up the door and it's basically like we're outside.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's just sunlight it. I think it's just winter and I'm ready to hibernate.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with being cold right now.
I hate being cold so much. So it's really nice that we can stay warm in here.
Yes. Yeah, so now I guess we'll get on with it. But after 15 minutes of random nothing to do with Thanksgiving.
All right. Well, I guess first of all, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this the day it comes out.
Yeah. We just wanted to kind of touch on Thanksgiving a little bit and see how it relates to national parks. And
since our episode actually comes out on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So welcome to episode 12.
Yeah.
Our Thanksgiving special.
Yes.
2025. Because if we keep releasing on Thursdays every year, we'll have an episode out on Thanksgiving. But
yeah. This is our first Thanksgiving episode of hopefully many.
Hopefully. But we think that this holiday relates to all the national parks.
Oh, yeah.
Because we believe national parks are something to be thankful for.
Oh, for sure.
As we all, reflect on what we're thankful for in Thanksgiving. So,
yeah.
Did you know that the president that established Thanksgiving as an annual national holiday has a historic site?
Oh, no way.
It's the Lincoln Home National Historic Site.
I love that. Where is that one? Do you know?
I think it's in Illinois or something. It is in Illinois.
You were right. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So it's in Illinois.
Very cool.
Yeah. And so now we'll just get into a little bit of the Thanksgiving tradition history.
Yeah.
So it is thought that the first Thanksgiving in the Americas was in May of 1541 on the 23rd between the Taya Native Americans and Francisco Vasquez de Coronado. Most of us learned in school about the story of the first Thanksgiving. Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock in 1620, and to celebrate their first harvest, they had a feast inviting the Wampanoag. Is that Wampanoag?
I think so.
Wampanoag Native Americans who had helped them adapt and survive. And the Thanksgiving celebration was in 1621 and continued as a tradition that they experienced in Europe. In most societies, it has been common to hold feasts during the time of harvest.
Yeah. So this was celebrated in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and it lasted 3 days, which honestly I think we should bring back.
3 days of feasting.
Yes, please. In 1777, all 13 colonies held Thanksgiving. In 1789, George Washington declared November 26th a national day of Thanksgiving. And in 1815, James Madison declared a national day of prayer and Thanksgiving. And then in 1827, Sarah Hale wrote an essay calling for annual national celebration of Thanksgiving. And after these establishments, a constant annual holiday did not emerge.
So Abraham Lincoln established Thanksgiving as a national holiday in 1863 and set the annual celebration on the last Thursday of November. This was primarily promoted by the major Union victory, the Battle of Gettysburg and the capture of Vicksburg, which were considered a turning point in the Civil War. Both occurred in July of 1863, so the same year. And the reason he did this was for a few goals. It was to show gratitude for national blessings, military victories, and a healthy harvest to recognize God's gracious gifts. And during the war, to heal the wounds of the nation and restore peace, harmony, tranquility, and union, as well as to acknowledge the widows, orphans, mourners, and sufferers due to the war while giving thanks. Lincoln was also influenced by public advocacy, specifically by a decades-long campaign by Sarah Hale.
President Roosevelt in 1939
That's just so funny.
moved it earlier to boost Christmas shopping season. But after public controversy, he signed a bill in 1941 for Thanksgiving to be on the fourth Thursday in November. Not all states observed the Thanksgiving holiday during the Civil War. The Confederate States succeeded, and formed their own government under Jefferson Davis and did not recognize Lincoln's authority. Some border states and parts of the Midwest contested the political holiday, with some refusing to acknowledge Lincoln's proclamation. And after the Civil War ended, the holiday was celebrated across all states by the 1870s to help share national identity.
So this is kind of what the Thanksgiving celebrations were like when the holiday was first established. So in the Union states, celebrations involved religious services, giving thanks to God, family gatherings with a traditional feast, and donations of food to soldiers. And in military camps, the day was a reprieve from normal life as a soldier, most often accompanied with a special meal from some donations, as well as religious services led by Army chaplains. And in the Confederate States, as we just learned, they didn't observe Thanksgiving because they didn't recognize Lincoln's authority. But to go a little bit more into Sarah Hale, who was a driving force in the Thanksgiving holiday, which I never knew about before researching this.
Yeah, neither did I.
But she's kind of an interesting woman, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, I wish we would have learned about her in school.
So she was the editor of the magazine Godey's Lady's Book, published in Philadelphia from 1837 to 1877. And before the Civil War, this was the most widely circulated magazine in the U.S., with its peak in 1860 with 150,000 subscribers.
That's crazy.
Yeah. She published fashion, poetry, and practical advice. The magazine generally avoided political topics, but Hale did use her editorial columns to advocate for women's education and employment, health and wellness throughout everyone, and national unity, like promoting Thanksgiving. She did avoid any mention of the war, preferring to focus on domestic education and neutral content, since the focus was on cultural influence rather than political commentary. She wrote, letters over the course of 36 years to 5 different presidents, multiple senators, and governors advocating for a national Thanksgiving holiday to help unify the country. Hale argued that the national holiday would foster the sense of unity and national spirit, which was something Lincoln was looking for.
Her final direct appeal to Lincoln was on September 28th of 1863.
So very shortly before
Yeah.
Lincoln made it a national holiday.
Yeah. And then through her popular magazine, she published articles, poems, stories, and recipes, including some for turkey, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin pie. And it shaped the traditions we still have today.
Which is pretty cool.
I'm wondering if we could like find those recipes,
I wonder. I feel like they got to be
like in some way.
Yeah.
Like archive.
archetypes. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's where I was
Yeah.
trying to think of when I did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I figured. Well, and then also like the fact that she just sent like so many letters to so many
Yeah.
different presidents really reminds me of that other guy who did the same
Enos
thing.
Mills.
Enos Mills, who advocated for
Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain.
People are always advocating.
I love that. I love that so much.
So most park lodges that are open and operational on Thanksgiving do serve some sort of Thanksgiving dinner, but always check with the specific lodge if you are planning on going and you would like to enjoy a typical Thanksgiving feast.
Mhm.
So some lodges we found that do have Thanksgiving dinner is Shenandoah, Grand Canyon, Death Valley, Zion, Yellowstone, Sequoia, Yosemite, Mount Rainier, and Olympic lodges all offer this.
Parks are open to the public on Thanksgiving Day. However, visitor centers and other facilities are typically closed.
Not all parks are open though. So the
Yeah.
gated parks that normally close, so like I know White Sands in New Mexico,
Yep.
that closes. So that one I don't believe is open on Thanksgiving Day because
The rangers
Yeah.
aren't gonna be there. Yeah. And then something interesting I thought that the National Park Service does was something called the bison trot, which is very similar to like the turkey trot, which is really popular. Um, and basically it just encourages people to get out anytime around Thanksgiving, get out in nature and run, walk, bike, however you want. Just get out in nature and take a picture and post it with the hashtag NPS Bison Trot, which I think I just love that.
Yeah, I love that too. The bison trot.
Yeah, I think it's so
I
cute.
want to. Oh my gosh, Sleeping in Park should do a bison trot house this year.
Oh my gosh, let's do it.
We're not going to be together on Thanksgiving, though.
Well, but like
So we'll both have to be outside.
after Thanksgiving.
But does it count?
Well, yeah, because it doesn't have to be on Thanksgiving. They said just anytime around Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Post
We
it.
should go find some buffalo then.
Oh my gosh, I believe in this. We can do it.
We already know some that aren't that far away.
Mhm. But yeah.
So yeah, we should do that.
Mhm.
But November can be a tricky time to visit some parks.
Mhm.
So some parks are almost completely closed, like the ones in higher elevation. The Going to the Sun Road is typically almost completely closed, and the only road open in Yellowstone, or there's only one road open in Yellowstone, and the snow coaches aren't running yet. And many other parks are between their peak and their off season, so there are some road and facility closures that can be common. And it is also hurricane season in Florida, so make sure to travel smart and travel safe.
Yeah. And then a couple good parks to visit around late November. Death Valley is a really good one. They say late November is actually the best time to visit the park, so it's like they're right in that peak season. Temps are usually around the 70s, and Furnace Creek Inn is a popular spot for Thanksgiving dinner.
I think the hotel in Death Valley and the ranch in Death Valley, I think they also have
Yeah.
Thanksgiving meals as well.
Yep.
And we stayed at the ranch in Death Valley,
Yeah.
and we loved it. Would go back.
That place was gorgeous.
It really was.
And I
The
do
hotel in Death Valley was
Yeah.
gorgeous too. It's just
Oh,
the
yeah.
ranch was cheaper. So
Yeah.
we stayed there.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen the inside of the hotel, but
Mm-mm.
I'm sure
No,
that one's
but-
gorgeous as well.
Oh
The
yeah.
outside looked like it. So
We loved the ranch though. It was
Yeah.
just gorgeous. It was like its own
a
little
mini
town.
resort. It
It
was
was-
like an actual
Yeah.
resort.
It was
I-
super cool.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
And another close by park actually to
Mhm.
visit would be great is Joshua Tree. So you have great weather around. It's around like 70 and lows near like 45, and it's semi popular at this time, but it's not quite peak season. But there is no lodges inside that park, I don't believe. So
Yeah.
you would not have a Thanksgiving dinner in the park at that one.
But I'm sure there's
It's
plenty.
still a great,
Yeah.
great time to go if you're getting out
Mhm.
or traveling for Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. And then Arches is another good one. Temps are a little bit cooler, with highs around 55 and lows in the 30s, so just be prepared for that. It's not during their peak season, so crowds are gonna be a lot less than they typically would be, and there's no timed entry, so
Yeah, and that one also doesn't have a lodge inside the park either.
yeah.
And then there is Zion with highs around 50 to 60. So similar to Arches, so just a couple hours south of
Yeah.
it. And there are fewer crowds at that time as well. And then the Zion Lodge offers a Thanksgiving buffet. And most of these Thanksgiving dinners they'll require a
Yeah.
reservation ahead of time.
Yep.
But another one is the Grand Canyon
Mhm.
with temps in the 40s to 50s, with it hotter in the canyon by 20 to 30 degrees typically, which I thought that was crazy there's that much of a
Yeah.
temperature change. But I know that it's yeah,
It makes
it
sense,
does
but
make
I didn't
sense.
know it would be that
Yeah, that drastic. Yeah.
because even when we were in Death Valley, I know there was a difference, but I didn't notice it being, like, that large of a difference.
Yeah, we also didn't go down like a like when you
Yeah,
get
it
the
was a
canyon,
lot it was a
it's
lot
different.
different,
But
yeah.
and there are fewer crowds typically around this time because it's not their peak season as well. But all these Utah and Arizona parks are kind of great for like hiking weather.
Oh,
I feel like
yeah.
50s is a good
It's,
hiking
like,
weather.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And multiple lodges offer Thanksgiving dinner. We have Phantom Ranch, which is actually down in the canyon, Thunderbird Lodge, Kachina Lodge, Maswick Lodge, Bright Angel Lodge, Yavapai Lodge, or El Tobar Hotel.
Mhm.
But the only thing is the North Rim is typically closed by this time of year because it is
Yeah.
in higher elevation than the South Rim of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. Another good park is Big Bend. It's typically a little bit nicer there. So you got highs in the mid 70s, lows in the mid 40s. However, this is during their peak season, so they might be kind of busy. October through April is typically their peak season. Um, and then Chisos Mountain Lodge has a Thanksgiving dinner for you.
Yeah. I also feel like I feel like it'd be hard to go there in the summer because it'd be so hot. So it's
Yeah.
just like going to like one of the southern parks. And
Yeah.
so I feel like it's a good time to visit is
Yeah.
then. And then Mammoth Caves is another one with temperatures in the cave it stays almost consistent all year. I believe it's like somewhere in the 50s that it's like the caves stay the same temperatures
Oh, I didn't know that.
or pretty close to the same
Yeah.
temperatures. And there'd be less crowds around this time and Mammoth Caves Lodge offers a meal as well.
Mhm. And then Shenandoah, um, typically around the 50s and 60s. Um, there's a lot less crowds after peak foliage. So late November I'm
Yeah.
sure the crowds would be just about gone. And then Skyland Restaurant has a meal for you.
And then another great one is Congaree, with it being around 70s during the day and less crowds. That one does not have a lodge in the park. Both of the Hawaiian parks, Haleakala and Hawaii Volcanoes, would be a great place to visit if you could during
Oh,
Thanksgiving. It is the
yes.
start of rainy season in Hawaii, but maybe you want to go in the
Yeah.
rainy season. So,
Yeah.
and Kilauea Lodge has a meal for you for Thanksgiving too.
Mhm.
Yeah, where would you go for Thanksgiving?
Oh. See, I loved Death Valley when we went. It was just kind of really hard to enjoy it. Like, not that it was hard to enjoy it, but it was like I wish we would have been able to go out on more hikes. But it was literally 127 degrees when we were there, and I would have I think that would be an amazing place to see.
Okay, and let me state, okay, I'm a good planner. Okay, if this trip
Yeah.
was planned for something else, things got canceled, and so we
Mhm.
were like, we're gonna make it into a national park trip in California. Or when are we gonna get back to California?
Yeah.
Probably a while. And so we just won't go on any hikes that are a mile or longer.
Yeah.
Because I mean you can go to Death Valley in
We
June.
did know how hot it was gonna be. I didn't think it was gonna be almost 130
Me
degrees.
neither.
But
it was forecasted to be 100, and
yeah,
I was like, okay,
it's
I've been in 100 before.
That's fine.
And then the day up. I remember it said 114, and then we're driving and we're getting closer, and it keeps climbing. And we're like, "What in the world?
How is this even possible?
We like burned the rubber off of our tires because
Yeah.
the roads were so hot."
Yeah. That was insane.
Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend going to Death Valley in June. Okay, we know this. It's the only time.
It was, yeah.
When are we gonna go back to California in like 10 years? We have so many other
Yeah.
places to
We
be
just,
still.
yeah.
So
I'm glad
unfortunately,
we went, and
we
I'm
did.
glad we got to.
I love Death Valley.
I loved it so much more than I thought it. I really thought it was gonna be,
Like a mid park, kind of.
yeah, kind of like,
It's
oh, this
pretty,
is
but
cool,
it's not my thing.
but it's, yeah,
It's not my
like,
favorite.
we're not
But I
desert
think,
gals. We
yeah,
talked about that.
but I think because my expectations were lower for it,
Yeah.
it soared so
Oh,
far
yeah.
above my
Oh,
expectations. I
yes.
loved Death Valley.
So did I.
I would totally go back if we didn't have 17,000 other places we wanted to go to.
I know. If we didn't have the whole eastern side,
We still
and
have
we still haven't even
southern.
finished
Yeah,
the
we still
western
have
side.
we still have the Pacific Northwest too.
Yeah,
We got some places left to go.
we do. We have quite a bit.
Yeah. So that's where you would go, is Death Valley.
I think, yeah.
See, I would say Death Valley, but also if I'm thinking, okay, like what if you've been to these parks before? And this is like your time back.
Okay.
And then you just be inside the Grand Canyon eating some turkey and mashed potatoes and stuffing.
Are we talking like we're at the Phantom Ranch in the valley? Yeah,
Because
that
also, what's the most American thing? Eating a turkey in the Grand Canyon. I mean, can you get more American than that?
that's fair. But I don't know. I just really, I don't know. It's such a hard.
But also, like Zion and Arches would be really cool.
That
to see.
too. Like, oh my gosh, could you imagine at Zion? Oh,
Because I've seen Arches I think it was in March. We went through Arches, and there was like a little dusting of snow, but it was like pretty good weather.
yeah,
There's like almost no one there, and I'm not sure if that's how it is now. That was like
a long
time ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah, I was like 14, so this is quite a bit of years ago now. But
honestly,
but also
you
like
can't go. You just
with like nice 70-degree weather.
You just
I
like
guess Death
can't
Valley's in
go
the 70s.
wrong spending Thanksgiving in a national
I
park.
don't think so. Plus, then you get to post a bison trot.
No.
Okay, no. You have to go somewhere with bison.
Oh, Yellowstone.
No,
Well, I don't know if I would go to Yellowstone just because
the Grand Canyon North Rim. I know it's closed, but it has buffalo.
But it's closed, so you wouldn't even get to see the buffalo. And I was thinking Yellowstone then, but because
it's a bad time to go to
it's
Yellowstone.
a bad time because the snow coaches are closed,
and there's only one.
There's only one. Yeah. Oh, I wonder what. Oh, could you imagine eating Thanksgiving dinner in Grand Teton? Oh, I would melt.
I would melt.
I probably would be too distracted by the mountains to even eat my dinner.
Okay, but we have another holiday episode coming up, and I'm thinking those parks would be more suited for that. So I'm trying to
That's true. Okay, that's fair.
Okay, well, I don't know. My vote's either for Death Valley or for Grand Canyon.
And so is mine. So I'll go wherever you go.
I'll go with you because we're not spending Thanksgiving in a national park separately. What?
No, that would be ridiculous.
Why would we do that? Never.
It'd be pointless.
Yeah, really, it would be. How about this? We are in Grand Canyon on Thanksgiving Day, eat our turkey, then go to Death Valley.
And then go to Death Valley. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Hang out at the ranch Death Valley.
Yeah. Just get some of that ice cream. That was really good ice cream.
Yeah,
and it was
really good ice cream shop.
Such a cute shop.
It
too.
was. It was like an old,
very
old ice cream shop.
Yeah.
It was so adorable.
It was. I would also love to kind of walk around that area a little bit more and like look at all those other shops.
Also in the like wintertime, they have carriage rides because it's not too hot for the horses. When we were there, it was too hot for the horses.
Yeah, I do remember that because there was none.
Yeah, but they have rides there.
How about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
we have to go back.
We have to. This is a lot of years down the road, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, we just rambled about Thanksgiving in different parks for like 5 minutes.
What are some things that you're thankful for?
Oh, yes. I'm thankful for you and our podcast and all of our listeners. I'm thankful for our podcast because it really just gives us a great reason to have a set time to be together every single time, every single week.
I 100% agree. Yeah.
And I love what it's turned into. It's not like I love the idea of how we thought we wanted to start it, but it's grown.
But I love that we've expanded and
Yeah.
how much it's grown even so far. Like, this has just been so fun.
It has been fun.
It's definitely one of my top things I'm thankful for, especially in like the last year.
Yeah. Because it's new.
Yeah.
Our first Thanksgiving. Our first Sleeping in Park Thanksgiving.
I love it so much.
Yes. And of course, we are very thankful for all of you. Yes, that was cute.
That was cute.
Because you're part of the reason that we keep doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Although,
sure.
if no one listened, we'd probably still be doing this.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure. It's just such a great excuse for us to get together, which I love.
And talk about national parks, which we love.
Yeah.
And surrounding areas, because we also love the surrounding things. Too.
Oh, yeah. Even, yeah.
But
all things.
But we appreciate you for listening to us ramble sometimes.
That's what we're thankful for on this Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
For our listeners.
Yes. Well, if you want to ask us any questions or share any stories or have any episode requests, please reach out to us at sleepinginpark25@gmail.com or on Instagram. Our handle is sleepinginpark. We have some cool pictures on there as well you can take a look at. We'll have to post our bison trot picture too.
Oh yeah, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah. And then you can also leave us a review wherever you listen, whether that is Spotify, Apple, Amazon, or YouTube. And we would really appreciate a review, but we'd also really appreciate it if you think you know even one person that would benefit from the knowledge that we share, the content we put out, or just laugh at us the whole time. That's fun too. We laugh half the time we are talking to each other. So we'd appreciate it if you could share it with one person.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and then feel free to comment something you're thankful for this year.
Yes.
We'd love to hear.
Yeah, we would. So thank you for listening.
Yes, please like, share, and subscribe to
Sleeping in Park.